They never tell you that growth feels like loss, that every version of you that evolves must first disappear. You will shed comfort people, habits, pieces of yourself you swore you needed, and no one will clap for it. Sacrifice doesn't look heroic when it's happening. It looks like silence. It looks like a lonely kitchen table at midnight, with a dream that no longer feels possible. It looks like saying no when your heart wants yes, because you know what yes will cost you later. You start to understand that discipline and sacrifice are not separate, they're siblings born from the same fire. Each time you choose what's right over what's easy, something inside you burns. But that flame, that small ache in the chest, is how you forge a new self. There's a moment when the noise stops, when you realize nobody else can carry this for you. And in that stillness, you meet the weight of your own potential. You start to see sacrifice not as punishment, but as permission to build something that lasts. The first price of becoming is loneliness. Not because people abandon you, but because few will understand the silence you now seek. You'll cancel plans, you'll lose approval, you'll learn that peace and popularity rarely share a room. And on those nights when your purpose feels heavier than your strength, remember, sacrifice is not about losing what's good, it's about creating space for what's better. Every morning you rise early, every temptation you resist, every comfort you decline. It's not deprivation, it's construction. Each act of sacrifice lays a brick in the foundation of the person you promised to become. You're not giving things up, you're giving yourself a chance. Still, it hurts. No metaphor changes that. There's grief in letting go of who you were, because that version of you carried you this far. But to move forward, you must thank them and leave them. The pain is proof that something meaningful is ending. The discipline is proof that something greater is beginning. Every sacrifice has an echo. It lingers in the body like a reminder that nothing worth having comes without an exchange. That's the law of becoming. Energy never disappears, it transforms. The comfort you give up becomes the courage you'll need. The tears you swallow become the voice that tells someone else to keep going. And maybe that's the quiet secret of sacrifice. It connects us. Because every human walking this earth has had to let something go to become someone new. We share the same invisible scars. If you're in that space right now, caught between who you were and who you're becoming, don't rush. Transformation takes time. The fire must stay long enough to purify, not destroy. So when it feels like everything is slipping away, remind yourself, maybe it's not slipping. Maybe it's simply shifting, making room for the person who can handle what's next. This is the first half of becoming, the surrender, the release, the price. At first, sacrifice feels like absence, but over time you begin to notice the space it leaves behind. That emptiness isn't loss, it's potential. The silence after surrender is where strength learns to speak. Every morning you show up to the quiet work, you build evidence that your old life was not wasted, it was raw material. The broken habits, the doubts, the days that felt meaningless, they were chisels shaping your resolve. Nothing you've endured is useless if you decide it becomes fuel. Sacrifice refines your desire. It burns away what was shallow, leaving only what matters. That's why the disciplined glow differently, because they've walked through fire without asking to be rescued. One day you wake up lighter, not because life is easier, but because your purpose now weighs less than your fear. You realize that everything you gave up wasn't stolen, it was traded. You traded distraction for direction, comfort for capacity, approval for authenticity. This is what they mean when they say becoming. It's not a single decision, it's a lifetime of small, invisible exchanges, each one carving you closer to clarity. You will cry, you will doubt, you will question if it's worth it. But if you listen closely, between the exhaustion and the quiet, you'll hear something new. It's your future self, whispering, "Thank you for not giving up on me." And in that moment, every sacrifice finds meaning. The nights alone, the rejections, the missed celebrations, they all become proof that you were building something eternal. You were building you. So stand tall, breathe, you've paid the price. Now step into the life you bought with it. Because the truth is, the cost of becoming never really ends. Each new level will ask for a newer version of you. But by now you know the rhythm. You know that pain is a messenger, not a punishment. And when you look back on all that you've given up, you'll see what you gained. You gained focus. You gained peace. You gained the unshakable quiet of someone who knows exactly why they wake up in the morning. That is the reward of sacrifice. Not applause, not recognition, but alignment. And in that alignment you'll realize the truth. Every time you let something go, you moved closer to who you were meant to be. This is the price of becoming, and you've paid it in full.